Your savings account is literally making you poorer every single day. And banks are laughing all the way to, well, their own bank. While you're earning a pathetic 0.5% interest on your hard-earned money, inflation just hit 3.2% last month. Do the math. You're losing 2.7% of your purchasing power annually. On a $50,000 emergency fund, that's $350 vanishing into thin air every year. But here's where it gets crazy. Banks are using your money to make massive profits while paying you peanuts. Today I'm going to show you exactly how much this is costing the average American over their lifetime, and more importantly, what you can do about it right now. Let me paint you a picture. Sarah, a 35-year-old teacher, has $25,000 sitting in her Chase savings account earning 0.45% annually. That's $112.50 per year in interest. Sounds reasonable, right? Wrong. While Sarah earns her measly $112, Chase takes her $25,000 and loans it out at 7% interest rates for mortgages, 18% for credit cards, and 25% for personal loans. They're making thousands while paying her pocket change. But nobody talks about this part. The opportunity cost is absolutely devastating. If Sarah had invested that same $25,000 in an S&P 500 index fund instead, earning the historical average of 10.5% annually, she'd have $67,275 after 10 years. Keep it in savings at 0.45%, she'd have $26,130. That's a difference of $41,145 for doing absolutely nothing different except moving money from one account to another. Here's what banks don't want you to know. When you deposit money, you're essentially giving them a loan, a really, really cheap loan. Banks pay you almost nothing, then turn around and make massive profits on your cash. Wells Fargo reported $18.8 billion in net income last year. Where do you think that money came from? Your savings account is their profit center. The Federal Reserve has kept interest rates artificially low for years, and banks have passed exactly none of those benefits to regular savers. Even with recent rate hikes, the average savings account still pays less than 1%. Meanwhile, the same banks are charging 20+% on credit cards and 7+% on mortgages. It's the biggest wealth transfer in history, and it's happening right under your nose. Want to know something even more infuriating? High-yield savings accounts exist that pay 4.5% or more, but most people don't even know about them. Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Ally Bank, Capital One 360, they're all offering rates 10 times higher than traditional banks. Why doesn't your bank tell you this? Because they'd rather keep your money cheap. But wait, it gets worse. Let's talk about the real killer. Compound interest working against you. Remember Sarah's $25,000? Over 30 years in a traditional savings account at 0.45%, she'd have $28,588. Inflation at 3% annually means she'd need $60,757 to have the same purchasing power. She's lost $32,169 in real money by playing it safe. Now here's where your mind is about to be blown. The average American has $62,000 in savings accounts, earning practically nothing. Multiply that by 130 million households, and we're talking about $8 trillion earning pathetic returns. If just half of that money moved to investments averaging 7% annually, American households would collectively gain $280 billion more per year in wealth building. The system is rigged, but here's the thing, you can beat it. First, never keep more than 3 to 6 months of expenses in savings. That's your emergency fund, period. Everything else should be working harder. Second, even your emergency fund should be in a high-yield savings account earning 4+%, not the 0.1% your local bank is offering. For money you won't need for 5+ years, index funds are your best friend. The Vanguard S&P 500 ETF has returned an average of 10.2% annually over the past 20 years. Even a conservative 60-40 stock bond portfolio through something like a Vanguard Target Date Fund has crushed savings accounts consistently. Here's a simple strategy that could save you tens of thousands. Take 80% of your excess savings and put it in low-cost index funds through a Roth IRA first, then a taxable brokerage account. Keep 20% in a high-yield savings account for true emergencies. This balance gives you liquidity and growth. But here's the kicker. Time is your biggest asset. A 25-year-old who invests $500 monthly in index funds will have over $1.3 million by retirement. Wait until 35 to start? That drops to $678,000. The savings account scam doesn't just cost you money today, it's stealing your future wealth. The biggest lie banks tell you is that savings accounts are risk-free. Wrong. Inflation risk is real risk. Opportunity cost is real risk. Keeping large amounts in savings accounts is actually the riskiest thing you can do with your money long term. So what's the real cost of the savings account scam? For the average American with $62,000 in low-yield savings, the lifetime cost is approximately $87,000 in lost wealth. That's a new Tesla, a down payment on a house, or your kid's college education, gone because banks convinced you that earning nothing was somehow safe. The good news? You can fix this starting today. Move your emergency fund to a high-yield savings account, open a Roth IRA, start investing in low-cost index funds, and watch your money actually work for you instead of against you. Banks have been playing this game for decades, but now you know the rules. If this helped you see through the savings account scam, smash that like button and subscribe for more financial truths they don't want you to know.